Hey, Tracy Lewis from Stuff and Things. I recently did an unboxing, and now I'm going to do an unboxing of a component within my unboxing. I bought what's called a medley, and I have seen product medleys come and go in the last year. This is the first medley that was in a catalog that is a full 6-month long catalog, and the limited edition type products that only last while supplies last isn't a product that I'm going to spend the kind of money on that you need to buy the medley. So this medley is $70, and it's an all-inclusive, comes with everything you would need to coordinate. So I thought I would unbox it with you so you could see what all you get in a medley, and it'll be my very first time seeing what's inside. I almost unboxed it without videoing and thought, oh, I better video this since it's my first one. So it comes in just a plain box, not a kind of a box that you can reuse or would want to reuse. It's not sturdy like a paper pumpkin box is. So that's the first thing to note. The second thing I note just looking here is that the packaging is all the standard packaging. You get a stamp set and it comes in a regular stamped box. You get dies and they come in a regular die packaging. So I thought we would take a peek. Since this is a $70 item, to me a bundle which comes with the dies and the stamps are around 50. You know, they range from say 41 to 54. So here is the amount of dies that I got. And here is the size that the stamps are and what the images are. My impression is I feel that these are a little on the smaller side than what I expected. They're very pretty and they're very detailed, just like the box shows, but I would have expected them, based on what I had seen, for them to be a little bit bigger than this. Maybe a full size 4x6. This is not quite as big as a full sheet stamp set, but it's the full cling. You get the cling and the packaging with the matching dies. Set this aside. You get some very nice, like old olive looking ribbon that I like. It's a trim, and it looks like it's a cotton trim. Then packaged separately with a full heavy duty, even heavier than what comes in a paper pumpkin kit, piece of chipboard. Love the bees, and they're copper. They're every bit as pretty, and they're just the right size. Exactly what I figured they would be. And you do get a full, it looks like the full 48 thick, oh, never mind. Yes, you get a full 48, plus, I didn't notice on the other side that you have a bunch of die cuts. So you get 2 very thick die cuts. These are maybe a little nicer, I think, color-wise than what you get in the paper pumpkin kits. I'm sorry if I'm automatically cutting them apart. Or pulling them out. This is just my standard procedure. I do get the paper pumpkin kits every month and have for 3 years. I do alternative videos, so I'm very familiar with the quality of products that you get in the paper pumpkin kits. And you pay $22 for the paper pumpkin kits. And I am going to say that these are a little bit higher quality feeling by the feel of the paper and the colors. Then you get 2 sheets of labels for the stamps to get stamped on. Oh, you guys might be able to hear this. We have someone moving in next door to us. And I hope they won't be too noisy. So now we have, this looks like pretty peacock to me, the color. You have some very nice embossed pieces to play with. I see 2 of each design. Now let's look at our paper. Double-sided. I believe what I really liked about this, and partially what convinced me that it was something that I could use, is I like to color, and all of the back patterns that you can see here, they're all coloring, all black and white. And then on this side, they are pretty much a 2-color. So you still could even color. You get a lot of pages. This is 6x6 paper. You don't ever get 6x6 paper sheets in a paper pumpkin kit, so this is definitely a step up, and it's a very heavy cardstock. And I like that I can take these and I can color in the fruits and the leaves if I wanted. So from a colorist perspective, and really why I said, hey, I can test out this kit, because it is something that I definitely would use. And here is the smaller berries. We have some citrus. Yeah, let's see, how many do we get? You get 8 sheets of each design. And then this is I love the black and white. Now, I just got the bees free celebration paper that also has a black and white. It's a black and white in foil, and I can use anything black and white as a layer or background. All right, so this is the floral design, and then this back is a busy pattern. So now you see exactly what the Medley comes with. It doesn't come with any ink. You have to provide the ink, and it doesn't come with any adhesives. That's the only thing you're missing in this kit. Sorry, this Medley. I have to practice my words. And I feel like I could take and make, you don't have envelopes included either, sorry. I think you could make a lot with the materials provided. Let's see, we've got, so you have trim, you have a little 3D element. It looks like 48 sheets of 6x6 double-sided paper. You could do I like to layer with tearing and sponging, and I could see all sorts of things you could do with this. You have labels and full color die cuts, the stamp set. That, what does it say? Friend, kind, thank you kindly, and I'm always here for you. Then you have some really a nice layer that I would probably like to cut and get more out of it than the 4. I'd like to get 8, if not more. You also get 2 small leaves that I would actually be able to use for any project that I was looking for small little sprig leaves, and then nice corners. So the next thing that I think I'm going to do is do some stamping and come back and color maybe one of each of these just for fun, just to see, because these are on the small side for me. I'm just going to grab one of the other sets. Now, I bought this set. This set has, the images are about the same size, I think, but you have more of them. So this was the size of rubber that I had envisioned for this smaller size. Other than that, I actually think the concept of a medley and everything it comes with would be really nice for somebody who has maybe done some paper pumpkins, and they're very comfortable with with their extra materials, doing some alternative designs. This doesn't even come with any instructions. It is purely meant for somebody who wants to take all of these materials and go to town making their own designs. I bet you if I go online, there's a bunch of different ideas out there already on Pinterest and under the images in Google that you could refer to get inspiration. So I don't think there's ever, even though there aren't specific instructions, I have not found any of the paper pumpkin kits lacking in ideas. There's a very strong community that contributes. So $70. I definitely think it's worth the $70. You only have to provide ink, card bases, and card fronts, and there's plenty of materials here to make up into some different alternatives. So I will probably do a little coloring and come up with some alternative ideas to further enhance the options you find out there. And then that will help you decide if a medley level of kit would be something that you would like. I bet you it would make a great gift for somebody if you don't know what to buy them. You know they're a crafter. I definitely feel that the quality of the materials here being a step up and way more complete than a paper pumpkin kit, a person who is a crafter would enjoy this kit and be able to make all sorts of wonderful things with it. They would not feel like the paper is really high quality, and then the stamps are done on the cling. They're not the clear, the photopolymer, and you do get nice full-on dies. So quality-wise, I think it's there and would make a card crafter a really nice gift. And I'll come back in a bit with some coloring on these different stamps. All right, so I have some things colored. These are the stamped items, and they were very quick to color. Let's see if I can get them lighter. I used light petal pink, granny apple green, and light crumb cake on the right, and on the left was light old olive, seaside spray, light and dark on the berries, and a dark, I think I used dark soft suede on the bark, and then I outlined both with balmy blue. I then took, just for fun, one of the sheets that has the background colored, and I colored with yellow, and in this case I did granny apple green light and old olive light. Third thing I colored, which I colored more completely than the others, was a part of a 6x6, the black and white side, and then I tore it out, leaving some of the areas not colored just for fun. And this one, I actually did a quick layout. I put So Saffron behind, and the reason why I did that is I was playing with the label, and I wanted to make it to look like a sign, and the reason why a sign was interesting to me is we're staying in Connor, which means we drive through the farmland, and most of the farms around here are berries and tulip fields. So a lot of the signs have that kind of look to them. So I made that to coordinate. I have pulled out a piece here of the old olive twine. Something like that, and I do have, sorry for the mess, the colors that I did use are all sitting out here, of course, in a pile. I am a messy colorer, and I'm looking for a copper bee. Since I can't seem to find my copper bee that's floating around, I will pull out a second one. So this is what I envision, and then I even pulled out, this is a full A2 size basic gray. And then I had looking something like this with the sign popped up. The sign is made from light So Saffron, dark So Saffron, a very thin black pen, and a thin white gel pen. The thin white gel pen and the black pen were to highlight the letters and give them like a raised up look, as if they were engraved on the sign. So that's what I'm going to do with the first one. And then I'm going to cut these two out and play with them and see what I can come up with for that. And then I thought I would, on a third one, use one of the die cuts. I also want to point out that on the sign, when you pop any of these die cuts out, it comes this way on the paper pumpkins. Don't be disheartened if you see a little bit of the extra paper. I have found that you could just snip it right off, and then it looks good. The other trick of coloring the labels, giving them a little extra depth, is another good way to eliminate any look of it being a pre-cut out die. I haven't, oh, I see one. On these, I didn't see too many issues, but here's a couple of cutouts that you can just snip off with your snips really easy. And then it looks just like a colored, hand-colored, stamped. In fact, let's look. If we look close, you can even see that they purposefully have some of the coloring going out of the lines. And if you look at mine, there's going to be some colors going out of the lines. I don't color very perfect. I do want them to look handmade versus like a printed die cut. So I am totally okay with not filling in. And I mean, these use such a small amount of ink. It's just like very feather light touch to fill in. So even if I were to have been coloring these in, it would use up very little ink. And I let the dark colors, the oranges on the 6x6 were light and dark pumpkin pie. Then you can also see that they had shaded, and where they shaded, I went with the dark pumpkin pie, and I went outside of that a little bit, and then I went back in and colored over before it dried. The way to get a good blend is to make sure that you're coloring wet on wet. If you let the dark dry first, you're going to end up with a line. So that's kind of what I'm playing with. I really like the kit. I think that this has a very nice look to it. I even pulled out of my stash just to show you another way you could do a banner over the top with the sentiment on the side. I just didn't end up doing that because I wanted it more of the colored space to show. But this also looks very nice. So I'm loving the kit. I can see all sorts of fun things to do with it. And I don't know how many alternatives I will try to do. I'm very short birthday cards, and I like that these, though they have a little bit of a floral element to them, I do think that they're somewhat gender neutral. Look at the colors I've used here. You could easily say would fit for masculine and feminine. And if I wanted to downplay the flowers, I noticed that the flowers on the, I think it was the die cut. Maybe it's the die cut that I already had floating around. Here we go. They look like tulips, but they're not. There's probably supposed to be a bud for this orange or whatever it is. And they did it in a soft yellow. So if I didn't want to draw attention to the flowers so that I could use it as a masculine card, I would just have done these flowers in Say So Saffron Light. But I'm really liking this kit so far. Sorry, I'm going to call it a medley because it's more than just a kit. It is a medley and comes with everything. And even with this one, it would be really cute to just put the bee on the tag and then not have any ribbon. I know that ribbon and trim, sequins and pearls get more on the feminine side, so if I were to have done this card like this with just the bee, I think that it would be plenty masculine. And for reference, this is this embossing folder is called Layered Leaves and is in the current catalog. And I may come back, I may publish the video just like it is, or I might get the other two that I talked about done and then go ahead and do a final reveal and post. But I'm not sure yet. Just depends on how soon I need to clean up my mess. So in case this is it for now, thanks for watching. All right, it looks like I get one last video. I do have to finish up because Hub wants me to do something with him tonight. So as I was trying to pack everything up, my game, in fact, we're playing a game and you can hear it. I'm going to try to turn off the sound. Just 1 second, I need my keyboard. So we're going to silence that. And I want to show you what I discovered would make a good storage option. So I've put in the stamp case all of the small bits, including the dies, which is standard. I usually always compress my stamps and dies that are as a set together. And I've included the die cuts, the bees, and the delicate cut papers. So that fits closed. Then I remembered this heavy-duty bag with its chipboard. I put the chipboard back in it, put the cardstock in it, the ribbon fits in it, and the case. So everything fits in this, and I'm sure because of how sturdy this bag is that it was intended that all of the kit pieces go in the bag and then you can store it wherever you want to. And if you wanted to keep your dies in the die case that came with, it would fit no problem. So I just wanted to make sure before I put everything away that I let you know that that is my discovery and that this kit will save itself nicely. And then I realized I have the Celebration kit. It's a card kit, the kerchief card kit. So I will break that out tomorrow and break it down and see what kind of fun things I can get started making with it. Thanks for watching.